Oh man, things are changing a lot and it's changing quick. So it just came out that Google is losing money and it's losing its hold on the search game of the internet. Oh my god. I wonder why. I mean, it could be because during COVID they pushed so much stuff and very much actual medical knowledge as conspiracy theories and a bunch of stuff as just bad, and they started regulating who showed up in searches and it got bad for everything. And then invention of AI and AI taking things over. And that's the funniest thing because Google was one of the first companies to start doing a lot of AI research for like the algorithm to like do predictive search and stuff like that. But it seems as though they kind of suck at it. They've been pushing creators out for their own websites for Google, trying to make everybody stay on Google itself and not really link you to the websites, which is why you came to Google, so you can go to other websites. You can find the websites that you're looking for. They started trying to get people away from that and trying to get them to just stay on Google and look at all their content on Google. And yeah, it kind of sucks right now, especially because the Google AI is kind of the worst AI there is. Out of all the ones that are currently out, like ChatGPT, Grok, and DeepSeek, Google is like at the bottom. And like, there seems to be a lot of like shilling on YouTube right now about how Google's Gemini has like broken new grounds and nobody can keep up. And I'm like, bruh, I use Google Gemini before I used ChatGPT, or after I used ChatGPT, before they even went to like version 3 on ChatGPT, and like it was so bad. Like, it had all the information and it was getting it wrong. It was giving me like the wrong answer, and I'm like, you're linking to the correct answer. How are you getting this wrong? All you're doing is spitting back the information, and you just told me something wrong, and then you link me a page, and when I open the page, the headline disagrees with your answer. How did you do that? But that's besides the point. It's just funny because Google is losing capital right now because they're pushing people away, and they're doing it on their own. They're pushing advertisers away. They're doing all this stuff because they're trying to control everything. And if you don't agree with their narrative, they're like blocking you on Google. And then there are other websites starting to pop up and beat Google out. Because Google owns like YouTube, and YouTube is going downhill because it's only promoting garbage content now. No content that's really useful. Like, if you go on Google, like the last time I tried to search something on YouTube useful, like how to repair something on my car, I got like 50 videos and they're not related to what I was searching in the first place. Like, how am I searching for this? And like the first 100 videos have nothing to do with what I search for. And it's funny because down the list, there's a video with nearly the exact title that I searched for. Are you joking me, Google? You're supposed to have all these great things, but really, you push all this nonsense at the top, and then at the bottom of the search is a video with the exact title I was searching for, unironically. And I was so mad when I saw that because I was like, I've been scrolling and looking through this stuff. I went on Google and searched it. I went all over the search, and literally, you have a title of the video I'm looking for. Why didn't you not show me that video first? Because it's almost word for word what I searched for. Like, they're like 2 words different at the end of my search, and this video was at the bottom of my search. I'm like, this is why people don't think your services are useful anymore, because they're not. You're looking for clickbait stuff, short videos, all this stuff to like push this content. But getting off the content side, I just think it's kind of ironic and funny because Google in itself is not a platform where they actually create much of anything. They don't create anything. They use what other people create and monetize it. But then when you try and use what other people create to train your AI and then monetize your own AI while pushing the people out that created your content, you kind of start stepping down this very odd step, and where people are going to start doing stuff which I've actually seen people doing, where they're showing you how to do what's called AI poisoning, where you create different kinds of content but you add stuff into the content. Like, you add a sub layer of audio into your content that will literally scramble the AI into thinking it's one thing when it's completely different. You can even add them to images and you can add them to text. So when the AI reads it, it's going to confuse the hell out of it. So that's one of the reasons I think Google's AI is actually so bad, because it's just training its data on everyone's stuff without their permission, and people are getting annoyed and they're putting stuff into their content to actually really poison the AI. So the AI uses this to say, this is what a flower looks like, but instead of showing your picture for flowers, showing it a picture for flower to train on, it's showing it a picture for dragon or a pool. And the AI thinks this is a pool, this is a flower, this is not what a pool looks like. And it's starting to get contradictory information that's damaging the way it's trained, which I don't really care. That's your own fault for stealing everybody's stuff and trying to control what people do. And then you control the stuff people are making. You're trying to tell them what they should and shouldn't make. And then you decide, oh, well, you did all this work, but I don't like your work and I don't like who you are anymore. So we're going to try and get you off the internet altogether. So yeah, it's kind of funny. And the other thing is, they've been pushing a lot for using AI to do everything when it comes to Google. They've been pushing out this whole AI revolution thing. But the thing was, when Google started pushing for AI and talking about the AI revolution, they did everything they could to make sure nobody had access to it without paying, and then having a license fee, and then having a whole bunch of stuff. So they kept it lock and key, because some of the text to voice stuff that they had, that they announced back in 2009, was really good. But there was no way for a normal developer to even get a hold of any of that code. You could get a hold of the actual AI to make voices on their stuff if you paid them. And even then, you wouldn't get any access to the code. You'd only get access to an interface online that will let you submit the text to be converted to audio. Or you can subscribe to their service, so that it's kind of like an answering service for like those machines that you call in the customer service machines that go the prompts at 1, 2, 3 and stuff. That's what you could subscribe to. Google came out with some of their AI generation for images. Nobody got access to Google's generation for images. Nobody got access to their first large language model unless you worked for them. You could have slight interactions with, but you really wouldn't get any interactions with it. But then OpenAI and a bunch of other companies like OpenAI, 11 Labs, and Midjourney, they came out and they dominated those sections. OpenAI is one of the best large language models. I mean, it's followed by Grok, but Grok didn't update when OpenAI did, so it's falling behind. Then there's Midjourney. Midjourney is the best image generator on the internet. People may say, well, it's not as good as this and it's not as good as that. But the answer is, OpenAI image generation is not for art. It's just to generate images, and it works kind of like you put in the prompt you want, and you can use it to generate images for all kinds of stuff. And then you can actually edit those images within the interface and get back really good results. You can customize it. It's more of a tool than to generate art. There's more to generate and help you build pictures for maybe like a magazine or something. It is not intentionally designed just to generate art. Then you have 11 Labs, and it's one of the #1 platforms for generating voices from text to voice. So basically, and it beats most other things out. There's a couple open source projects right now that are coming that are surpassing 11 Labs, but at the same time, you need a computer that has 64 gigs of RAM in its graphics card. That is ridiculous. That's like a $2,000 graphics card. Why? So right now, 11 Labs, OpenAI, and ChatGPT is dominating that scene, and Google can't catch up anymore because it's so far behind. And it seems like nobody really wants to work for Google because they've been doing a lot of shady things lately. And the funniest part of all this is, Google has been the #1 destination for searching for stuff on the internet. And its name has turned into a verb that means to search stuff online. It's Googling. That's literally what it means now. And they're about to be kicked off of their throne. And the funny part is, it was thought that Google will never disappear. They could never replace Google because they will always be #1. And they're no longer #1. They're falling off from number one really quickly, and it's almost as if they tried to be change and they push themselves from being the number one search to just being something else. And then people are like, we don't want you for that other thing. We wanted you for one for searching. Now you're not number one for searching. Now that's not your big thing. How about we just go look for searching somewhere else? And especially seeing that they kind of push people towards using AI for search is going to be the best. But I'm like, yeah, but if I'm going to use AI for search, why would I go to Google? That makes no sense. I have Windows computer. I have Windows 11 on two of my computers. Why would I go to Google if I'm going to use AI for search? It is built into my computer now. It's on my taskbar. Instead of opening up a browser and going to Google, then searching for what I want, I could just go in the same thing right next to where I would open my browser and click my little cloud icon to open up to Copilot, which is ChatGPT. Type in my question, it'll give me an answer. If I want the results, I'll ask it for those locations. It'll give me those locations so I can go look at those websites. Done. I didn't have to open a browser and go to Google. I didn't have to open Chrome, open a new tab, and then just type my search. I didn't have to open Firefox or Brave and open up a new tab, go to google.com, and then search. No, it's right there. I can just start searching. If I'm searching on my phone, I don't have to open a browser. I can do Copilot on my phone because it's on my phone. And it's my Copilot account, so it's actually linked to my computer account. So when I open it, it says, hi, and it says my name, and then it waits for me to ask it a question. I ask it a question, and the best part is, later on, if I'm searching for the same thing again tomorrow, I'm thinking about the same thing tomorrow, I could just go to my history and go back to that chat and see all my results and see everything I was thinking about at that time, whether I'm on my phone or on my computer. It's not something I can do with Google, and it's honestly not something I want to do with Google, because Google's for searching, and they have made their process of searching not as fun, not as easy. Most of their results are sponsored. You can't find what you're looking for on Google anymore. It is a pain. They're losing ground in the search, which is their main thing. And as they lose ground in search, they're starting to lose ground in their video, which is YouTube. Because people are like starting to migrate to Rumble, which I'm probably going to do soon. I will keep my YouTube, but it doesn't seem like YouTube is very feasible. Well, advertisers are moving to Rumble, and it's becoming a more easy to grow on platform. It's funny because like even people that aren't moving to places like Rumble, YouTubers move to TikTok. They move to Instagram Reels and stuff like that. And even they're moving to Twitter also, because YouTube is so bent on controlling what they have on their platform and letting stuff go that's just clickbait and just horrible content also, that they've forgot to realize that people came to YouTube to look for stuff that's useful a lot of the times, or to look for something more entertaining and not short form content, which they're pushing now on YouTube. And it's like, if I wanted short form content, I don't went to Instagram if I just wanted something useful in short form. Or if I want something not useful in short form, I'll go to TikTok. Why would I come to YouTube, the place I come to watch something informative or news or anything like that, if you're just going to be the same thing? I'll go to the platforms that do it better. But anyway, that's it. I just thought it was kind of funny that I thought about it during the week, that Google has been doing a lot of stupid things that seem to make all the Google services start to go downhill. Because like Gmail is not even my primary email anymore, and it's been my primary email since Gmail was a thing. Like I have an original Gmail account that I got an invitation to back in 2007. So I've had my Gmail for that long, and it's slowly not becoming my primary email. Like I'm moving more towards using Titan, which is not an email service. It just runs off my domain names. It's just how I access my emails through my domain names. And I'm moving more towards using my domain name's email instead of Google, because it makes more sense. And even the cloud storage on Google, I'm about to get rid of. I'm about to buy a new drive and put everything on that drive, because I'll have a ton more space. And it'll be a lot easier to have a drive on my computer, on my network, that feeds all my computers at the same time, that I don't have to worry about filling up or paying a service for every month or worry about my internet going out. It's always going to be there. But that's about it for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow.